Hello students, after yesterday's video, so many students approached me regarding detailed IMP that ma'am we require a bit more of detailed IMP regarding standard maths and basic maths. So now today we are going to discuss about what to prepare after once you have completed your entire syllabus. See, completing your entire syllabus once is must. When you do the second revision or third revision, at that point in time you should focus on the topics that are more important. The topics from which the long questions are asked are more important. So first complete your entire first revision at once, and thereafter go through this video and then start preparing accordingly. Okay, so let's start with standard mathematics. In standard mathematics section D, you are given a choice to answer any 5 questions out of the given 8 questions. So when we are talking about any 5 out of 8, one question is to be asked from unit 3, 2 from 6, 2 from 9 and 2 from 11. So out of these 6 questions, you have to answer any 8 questions, you have to answer any 5 questions. So if you are finding difficulty in solving chapter number 6, then also go with theorems of chapter number 6. Usually they do ask to prove theorem one in option of the another. This year you are having 30% of general options, right? So 30% of general options will lead you to solving both the theorems. So generally they are giving 2 theorems, but sometimes they give 1 theorem and 1 prove that question, right? Since we are not having a very strong grip, if you are not having a strong grip over prove that questions, then you can still go for theorems. Prepare these theorems. There are 4 theorems that are frequently being asked: 6.1, 6.6, 6.8 and 6.9. Go through these 4 theorems and this would be solved. See, there are 2 questions from chapter number 9 as well. Now many of the students find chapter number 9 to be a bit harder than the rest of the chapters, but that is not true. In chapter 9 you have all the questions related to right angle triangle. Once that you make the figure correctly for the question, everything else follows. If your chapter 8 is strong, chapter 9 is definitely going to be strong. All the formulas with sine theta, cos theta and tan theta, these 3 value taking formulas that are to be learned by heart, and all the questions are solved by the help of these 3 forms, right? So don't skip on chapter number 9. Chapter number 9 is very easy. If you sit even for just 1 hour, then also you will be able to clear this one, and it holds a big weightage of 8 marks, right? So don't skip that one. Talking about section C, if we check out the weightage of chapter number 13, then the total weightage of chapter number 13 is 6 marks. Now see, chapter number 13 is quite a tricky chapter. There are so many formulas in it. If you are still getting confused in the formulas, if you are not strong at those formulas, then try avoiding that. Try to go with the simpler questions that would help you to solve the easier questions in minutes, but don't go for the very lengthy questions in chapter number 13. Another thing about section C and section D, I have listed what questions are asked from what chapter, what number of questions are asked. Let's go towards the chapters. So if we talk about unit 1, the weightage of unit 1 is 6 marks. These questions are the questions that hold the weightage of 1 mark and 2 marks. If you see, 1 mark questions are asked in section A and section B only, right? So for chapter number 1, you need to prepare only the questions that are for 1 marks or 2 marks. For that, you can prepare the list of these questions. These questions are usually asked in 1 or 2 marks. Same way in unit 2. Now let's talk about unit 3. In unit 3, prepare all these questions, plus do not forget to prepare the table on page number 39. This table helps you to find out if the 2 lines given, the equation of 2 lines are either intersecting lines or parallel lines or coinciding lines. So there are 3 conditions. You need to prepare these 3 conditions. If you prepare these 3 conditions, mostly your work will be solved out of here itself, right? Also in chapter number 3, I would ask you to go for the examples in which you have to make 2 equations, right? So if once that you make the 2 equation, you know how to solve it, right? So if you want to practice the question to formulate the equation, right? Once you formulate the equation, rest of the things do solve. In chapter number 4, mainly you have to keep this formula in mind. Roots are given by minus b plus or minus under root of e square minus 4ac upon 2a. See, this formula will help you solve all the MCQ questions, and apart from that, if you are not free to do some specifically, then you can directly go by this one and directly find out the roots. This will help you a lot. Talking about chapter 5, chapter number 5 holds weightage of 4 marks only, but chapter number 5 has only 3 formulas. If you learn the 3 formulas by heart, you can directly solve any question, right? So go with that one, solve the formulas, solve 5 example of each formula, and chapter 5 would be done. Chapter number 6, it holds the weightage of 10 marks. Prepare these theorems, and if you are not very strong with prove that questions, then go for these examples, and that will be enough for chapter number 6. Chapter number 7 again holds weightage of 6 marks. Chapter number 7 contains of just 3 exercises. It's about 3D geometry, and chapter number 7 is very easy comparatively, right? So don't waste your time over this chapter. Just prepare the formulas thoroughly. Do practice of a few examples and just let it be. Chapter number 7 is comparatively easy. Chapter number 8 and chapter 9 go hand in hand. So prepare these two chapters equally in the same time. You can directly prepare for 16 marks altogether if you prepare this one, right? Chapter number 10 is a bit tricky, so go for 10.1, 10.2 these questions, and theorem 10.1 and 10.2. That should be enough in this chapter. Chapter number 11 holds weightage of 8 marks. In any case, do not skip chapter 11. Chapter 11 has just 2 constructions. If you know how to construct a thing, then you can directly write the steps by your own, right? You don't need to write the steps point to point, right? So, if you are going for chapter 11, there are just 2 constructions. Do not skip this chapter. Prepare this chapter thoroughly. Chapter number 12 is 4 mark chapter. If you are in a bit of stress and you are not able to remember a lot of things, then you can skip on chapter number 12 or chapter number 13. Chapter number 13 is of 11 marks. Now for this 11 marks, if you solve these questions, then 6 to 7 marks would be covered from these questions. Not exactly these questions would be asked, but the type of the questions that are being asked in 2 marks or 1 marks, they are of this type. And thereafter 3 marks question you can arrange from this one, right? Now let's talk about chapter 14 and chapter 15. Chapter 14 is of 8 marks. Now again in chapter 14, there are questions for mean, median and mode, right? So all the type of questions, practice 2 questions of each type, right? That would be enough. If you practice 2 questions of each type, that is going to lead you to complete overview of the entire chapter. And finally about chapter 15, chapter 15 holds a weightage of 4 marks and it is asked only in section 8. So don't take a pen and paper and just start solving all the questions. Don't do that. Just solve the question, what should be the answer? Solve the question, what should be the answer? That should be your ultimate goal for chapter number 15. Chapter number 15, you don't have to write the word problem, solve the word problems in standard notes. So don't waste your time over it. Now see, the IMP that I have provided is based on the blueprint that we usually make from the model question paper, right? There could be a variation of 5 to 7 marks from this one, but the major part remains this way itself. Major part is being asked from this itself.